Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 22-year anniversary of the chess club.
Fuck, where did that come from?
So now I'm just sitting here bored waiting for you, innit? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Two Men, No Hope. As we always say, please leave stars, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Do your bit. It helps. Thank you very much. We have 2 more listeners this week, and it's also my birthday today. Bit more mellow that time.
Happy
Jamie.
birthday to you.
Thank you. Was that one? I can't remember it. Anyway, yes, I am 35 today.
35, Dan. Jeez.
Yeah, a few seconds of silence there says it all. Yeah, 35. But I'm actually doing something this year with Jamie and Charlotte coming up. We're going to eat steak,
good, man.
Go to a comedy club.
Will let everyone know how the comedy club goes?
I was doing my tortilla wrap surveys at the weekend, getting ready to slap you with one of them. And I was thinking to myself, because I was looking for a really big one. I found one in Morrison's, right? And it's like bigger than your head. Like they're proper fucking... And I was thinking to myself, but now I've got to go into the depths of this now. So do you think it's better to have a small one because you can get a better slap on it because you think it's smaller, or do you think a big one's better because there's more surface area? But then you think when you're coming round with it, it's going to wrap around the back of your hands, but with the little one it's going to stay a bit more, rigid.
You've way overthought this, Dan. You've way overthought this.
Because then if you watch the video with The Rock and Kevin Hart, like The Rock's face gets like proper red, and theirs look a bit average
size, like fucking what they're called, Mission Palace, whatever they are, the normal ones.
But I think myself, like, because it's like they're like Morrison's own, they're only like £1. But I was thinking I get a really big one, I can get like full sort of side of face surface.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
But then I think to myself, I was like, Jamie's the sort of bastard that when he's drunk forgets where his hand is and just fucking knocks me out.
I was thinking I could roll it up like a newspaper and just clap you with it.
Swat me like a fucking fly with it. Just as a disclaimer, this may be the last episode because if Jamie knocks me the fuck out, they can fuck off and doing another one. I'll come back and I'll just keep my mouth closed because I've no fucking lower teeth.
Be sitting at A&E arguing over the podcast saying that it's no longer happening.
You're like, come on, it was an accident. I mean, I'm not fucking going on camera like this, Jamie. I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
For the remainder of the episodes, you'll be in a fucking V for Vendetta mask, innit? Like fucking anonymous, sitting there.
I get one of those ones that like light up, like a Boy with Uke or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, that's my week really. Analysing fucking on tortilla wraps.
That's
trying
brilliant.
to figure out what's the best one. What about you, man?
My week was cheered up.
Cheered up? Why? What was last week?
As I said last week, because I was so busy all week, I was like fucking...
Oh.
I felt like I had no time for myself
yourself.
at all, innit? So what happened this weekend is I come in, worked 7 hours on the Saturday, and then went home on the Sunday early. So I had like loads of time to myself, innit? So I like got myself back together, and then the Queen died, which is obviously sad for the royal family and all that stuff.
Shout out to the Queen. Hopefully
Shout out
she's
Queenie,
back with
old Lizzie.
Now. Yeah. Scotland's going fucking mental. Like on the radio, there's just people crying in the morning. But yeah, no. Fuck you, Harry. You slimy ginger fucking prick, squeezing your fucking little disgusting fingers back into the family, you cunt. And your dirty bitch of a wife that's hugging everyone, trying to get sympathy, you backstabbing ball bags. Miss you, Queen.
That was passionate, Dan. I didn't realise you had that in you.
I knew it. I fucking knew he would come back. Months we haven't have to listen to that fucking idiot and his fucking wife. And as soon as she fucking kicks it, that's it, Harry's back. Haven't heard nothing from William or anything like that. All Harry. No. Fucking prick.
Well, there's no controversy around William, innit? So there's no point in listening to it.
Yeah, but like
it's like they've shown more coverage on Andrew than they did any of the other siblings as well.
Oh, did you see him groping his fucking daughter up on camera?
Well, I saw it, yeah. I think he was trying to keep his balance, to be fair.
Dirty fucking... What, from grabbing her fucking ass? Dirty fucking bastard. There was a guy apparently in Scotland, the casket was coming down the Royal Mile, and the... It's alright, we can just talk over it. People know you've got a dog, Jamie, it's fine. And, yeah, Andrew was there, obviously, following the casket. And there's this guy yelling at him, calling him a dirty fucking predator and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I saw that on the news, yeah. Well, I saw it on TikTok, actually.
And got arrested. But I agree with what the guy's saying, but there's a time and a place. It's not about Andrew, it's about the Queen.
No, exactly. It's like shouting that at someone's funeral, isn't it?
But yeah, so, yeah, it's a sad time. And the royal family got their own things going on. I saw videos about... Did you see the King's... I'm going to refer to him as the King, even though he's going to be useless. Sausage fingers.
Yes.
That's banging, man. People have been talking about it so much
like
that people are taking
on each hand, isn't it?
Yeah. Little chipolatas on each fucking... Yeah, people have gone to defend him from his gross balloon hands.
What was it to defend? He's got fucking, like, wham fingers. What can you say else about that?
Oh, because they're trying to say, oh, it's not his fault. It's like he's got a problem with, like, retaining liquid. Or this. Oh, he's dodgy hands, isn't he?
He's the result of cousins. He's the result of first cousins.
He's fucking... He's been wanting to be the king for ages, and he's going to cock it up with old fucking Camilla or whatever her fucking name is.
I thought he'd done better than what I was expecting in the last couple of days, but I don't really think much of the rules anyway, so I was more happy about getting the Monday off next week.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah, I am too now because I'm gonna be hung over. It's gonna carry on from Sunday to Monday. I'm just gonna be fucking wrecked.
I was already off, but now I got the holiday back in it, so.
I'm flying back that Monday. Right. I don't know yet whether they're going to make us use holiday for it. They shouldn't.
No, it's bank holiday.
Yeah, but bank holidays don't mean shit. They normally take fucking holiday offers.
Do they?
Yeah. Irish. Oh, I had something interesting this week. So, we're moaning about the government, and I'm not going to go into the government speech again. But we're talking about energy prices.
Oh, not again.
I got my own back. So, I'm with an energy company, and I've been paying £107 through the summer, right?
Mm.
And I'm only using 55, so they're charging me over double what I'm using.
Right.
And we're supposed to be getting £68 from the government to help us through the winter. Everyone's getting it. Everyone's getting it. So how much do you think my gas and electricity went up in my estimate?
Don't know.
It went up by £68.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So not only am I not using all of what they're double charging me, they're also taking the £68 on top of what they were overcharging me. So I was like, I'm not having this. So I rang them up. I was on the hold for like 10 minutes. Got through to a woman. And she's like, oh, how can I help you? And I was like, I'm not paying this. And she was like, I was like, how do you make your estimates? I was like, do you just pull them out of thin air? Oh, no, they're done by this and done by that. And I'm like, no, they're not. I was like, because you charging me double the whole summer. And I haven't been using even close to what you've been making me pay. Where are you getting that from? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, the estimates are done, and you're supposed to be in credit. And I'm like, what? Almost £300 in credit? I was like, don't you think I could have used that money through the fucking summer? Oh, that's to help you out through the winter. Help me out through the winter. I was like, I'm not even going to get to what you're charging me now. That credit is going to be £1,000 by fucking Christmas. Oh, no, you're going to be using this, you're going to be using that. So, long story, fuck it, I called her a thief. Told her that they were pocketing my money just to make themselves fucking richer. But the whole 9 yards, I was this poor woman, it wasn't her fault, but I was grilling the fuck out of her. And she had no leg to stand on. So after 15 minutes of berating this woman, she goes to me, the most I can take off is 15%. You're still paying £140. And I said to her, that's not good enough. I'm not paying that. So she goes, I'll send you to the collector people. Like, if you can't pay your bills, they're the ones you talk to. So I was like, all right then. I'll talk to them then. Went on hold. Woman answered the phone. Explained what was going on in
it wasn't the same one, was
direct
it?
words. No, it wasn't that. And she goes, okay, let me just have a look at your account and I'll be right back. Puts me on hold. And if you're ever angry on a phone call, that's like fucking petrol. Because you think, don't you dare put me on fucking hold. So she comes back and my face is like a fucking tomato. I'm so angry. And in a very calm... And this woman was Indian. So in a very calm and very English way, her accent disappears. And she goes... Oh yes, I can see that you're paying more than a sufficient amount during this period, and I don't feel it's necessary to put your account up, so you'll be still paying £107 for the winter. And I went, well, that's fucking convenient. Thank you very much. Put the phone down on her. That money, just like that, gone. All these people that are just going to be paying whatever they fucking ask you for. Yeah. I had to grill this woman for 20 minutes for it to be gone, and now I'm paying £107.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
How easy was that? That's mental.
Yeah.
And I've got £230 in my bank in case I'm a dickhead and I'm wrong, and I do go over my fucking limit. There's money there to cover it. So get on the phone, people. Get your nans and your granddads on that phone. Do not let them take this fucking bullshit. So that's who they're getting rich off, man. All those old people that are like...
That live with the heating on.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh no, I can't put my heating on because I can't afford it. Fuck you. Fuck you. That was the most interesting thing I did on Friday. Grill a poor old woman. She weren't old. She was not old. I take that back. Poor woman. Like I'm some sort of fucking OAP basher.
Some Indian pensioner just getting absolutely fucking annihilated while you on the phone.
It made me laugh that her fucking accent disappeared when she explained to me that I wasn't have to pay more. I thought myself, that was a bit weird.
Yeah, well, they're trained, innit? They know what to say. She'll be following a script.
It's fucking mental. Absolute mental. All that to try and make me pay more when they could have just taken it off when I said it. But it's your estimate,
all companies
right?
like that. Like when you go to a new insurance company, they when you stay with your insurance company more than a year, they'll try it. Every company tries it.
Doesn't make
you just
any
got to
sense,
call up. It's just because they
because they were.
They hope that people won't call, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't make the insurance thing pisses me off because how often are you going to claim on your house insurance? So surely they would want someone to retain their business, so why put it up? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, you're not using it, just keep it the way it is.
Because there'll be people, when they put it up, they would just continue with that.
My granddad did that. He was paying fucking loads for his home insurance, and we didn't know.
Yeah.
So we changed that when he came up. But yes. Anyway, so yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. That's a win, right? That's not... the government thing, I agree, was fucking boring as fuck. But that was a win.
That's like a Dan versus the world, and Dan won. 1-0 to Dan.
Dan won. Dan doesn't get many wins, but you got that fucking one. I'll take that one. I come off the phone, I was like the big man.
Maybe that should be a new segment, Dan.
I was walking around, turning taps off, switching my electricity plugs off. I'm like, fuck you, you fucking... Yeah, make myself a sandwich.
Maybe we should make it a new segment where you call up providers, innit, and just say, no, I'm not fucking having it.
Next one will be my fucking cat insurance. But anyway, so we've got a couple emails in. Thank fuck. One literally came in an hour ago before we started recording.
Yeah.
Was it an hour?
Did I not say? I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't say I told you so, Dan.
And we're not even allowed to say his name to thank him. But when we read out his email, we will thank him because it's so good. I realise as well how boring our episodes are with like little emails to come in.
Oh really?
Like episode 21 was rough to get through on the YouTube.
That's why we need people writing in. That's why we need.
Yeah. We're not scripted,
Even idea. It doesn't need to be a question. Just ideas for the show. It could be an idea for a game or whatever.
Just oh mate. Right. Man, I wish every episode you could see me getting better at reading things out, but I think I get worse as every episode goes on.
I don't think anyone takes it away from you, Dan. If I was reading it, it wouldn't be worth listening to.
Well, the worst one's the bit at the end with the bands because they like to use words I've never seen written down before, and it really throws me off. You know, do you never get that? Like, you're reading something and you look at it and you think to yourself, what the fuck is that? And then someone says it out loud and you're like, is that how that's written? I can't think of a word.
That happened to me with the word chav, innit? I thought, everywhere that I saw it on the newspapers and that, I thought the word chav was charv. So I was calling it charv. And I was at school when the word chav come out and everyone was like, what's a chav? And I was like, council house and violent, yeah? And then they were like, yeah. That's a chav, mate. And I was like, what? It hasn't even got an R in it, so I don't know where I got that from.
Language. It's hard stuff. Right. So, Ed and Eddie. He says, your advice for street cones was second to none. Yeah, I think that last minute RC car idea was fucking brilliant. I hope he does it, but that is trolling. And he says, I wanted to know what you do in my what you would do in this situation. So he says, typical Monday. I've started an argument with the other half and was late for work, and I've also fallen out with my mate because I told him he was a lazy cunt, and he says, sorry for the language, don't worry, we say worse things on the podcast, so you're right. So he says, how do I come back from this? The wife put my keys back somewhere I didn't leave them, so I just overreacted with that one. I know you know what it's like when the other half cleans up the gaff. I haven't heard the word gaff in ages.
No, neither have I.
No. I love it though. It's such a cool word, isn't it? Gaff.
It's such a British word, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And then he says, and my mate is a lazy cunt, but he's my mate. I find it hard not to tell him about himself when I'm in a bad head state. What would you do? Shall I apologise to everyone? Have you guys fell out over work? And he says, your brother from another mother, which is also an English thing to say. The wife thing, or the other half thing, yeah, just apologise. Fucking get that out of the way. Yeah, don't. You know,
that's something I do on a daily basis.
Yeah. Life is easier. Just fucking apologise for that one. That's easy as fuck.
I could spend 2 hours accusing Charlotte of moving something in the cupboard, and it's right in front of me. Like literally, as you open the door, it's sitting where I left it. But I'm like, I can't see it. It's like I'm blind to it.
Oh yeah, I do that
fucking
all the time.
Weird.
Yeah, but when you live with like someone like that, you do grind each other because you're used to doing things your way when you're alone. And then so she's moved your keys because she thinks it's neater or makes more sense. But you put it down when you walked in the house and you expect that's where it is when you come back.
Yeah.
So
like when I get home from work, because I wear these hats all the time. When I get home from work, I whack everything. I put my safety glasses, my like lanyard, my keys, my phone, not my phone, my phone charger, and my wallet all in the hat. I leave it on the table. And if I come down at 5 in the morning and Sharks put my hat away, there's only 3 places it could be, but it still ensues chaos at 5 up in the morning.
I couldn't imagine it, man. Seriously, I couldn't imagine it. Living with... Oh, no. Lucky for me, I think my ex didn't really do anything like that.
Yeah.
So the house wasn't, in any sort of order, which was better for my brain.
I wasn't going to say that, but
It's what it is, I admit. I was thinking about this as well because it made me laugh. Did you watch the show that's on Netflix? Is it Frankie and Grace?
Oh, I watched a little bit. Yeah, I watched about 2
was really
seasons
funny.
of it.
But so there was a situation in that. So the gist of the show is it's about two women that are like couple friends, and then their partners break up because they want to be gay together, and then they end up living together. But one of the females is obviously a bit more in your face and angry, and the other one's a hippie. But she goes back to the house because she's moved out to get her stuff, and she's going through the closet and she finds this box full of all the jewelry that she loves, like all of her favourite jewelry, and she brings out this big box because they're quite well off, and she brings it to him and she's like, "What the fuck is all this?" And he's like, "Oh, that's my apology box." And she's like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I realised early on that when we had an argument, it was quicker to get it resolved to just buy you the jewellery that you like. So in anticipation, I just bought a lot of it and kept it in the house. So whenever we had an argument, I could just pull out the jewellery and give it to you, and it would all be resolved."
Mate, that's fucking genius.
So good, isn't it?
Mate, if I had the
She was
money,
really
I would
annoying.
have fucking apology boxes in every room. I'll just start throwing stuff at Charlotte every time I've pissed her off.
I couldn't believe it. It's a genius. I've never thought of something like that, but it's just so simple. And you do, like, I remember when I was with my ex, I shaved my beard. I went and bought her flowers because it was really itching the fuck out of me, so I shaved it quite short. So I went and bought her flowers to apologise for shaving my own beard.
Fucking hell, Dan, that's fucking...
Yeah, but it saved the argument later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're just trying to stop the argument coming.
Every time I ask Charlotte what's wrong, and she goes, "There's nothing wrong," that's when I'll just go and reach into the box and I'll just pull something out and just leave it on the table quietly and walk away. Wait for her to come over.
Just to make you feel better.
Yeah. I know a lot of the time, if we always make jokes now, like if I'm, say like if we're doing this, and let's say it's like 7:30 at night, and I know if she's waiting for me to eat or something, I'll tell her just go and eat your dinner, because otherwise she'll be pure angry by the time we've finished and done whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like picking up Rocco on the way home, I know it'll be too late for her to eat and all this stuff. So then it's like, I know just to put food her way to stop the hangriness, and then if that will keep her on an even keel before I get home. And
Fucking hell, the things you do for a quiet life. That's exactly my point. Just apologise for it was early morning and you were stressed out, you were running late, and that's just life, innit? Living with someone else.
yeah, I hope you apologised already for that, because that's just a simple.
Yeah.
Well, it should be a
That'll
simple
be
fix.
the texts when you got to work. The friend one was interesting to me because, to me, if they're good mates, you get that. You know what I mean? Like, they always say that, like, oh, if it's a good mate, you should never have to apologise for whatever you say or whatever you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, calling someone a lazy cunt is quite an abrupt thing to say.
That's definitely something that'll come out of my mouth.
And
I
mine
would
as well,
definitely
yeah.
say that to, yeah.
But from a place of love, Jamie. From a place of love. But it depends how badly. To me, it's like if I've talked to you, and because we're quite abrupt when we talk, and I went, "Oh, you're such a lazy fucking cunt," and then we stopped. Well,
I'll be like, "Fuck you,
ended or
Dan. So are
whatever.
you."
Yeah. I'd sit back and I'd be like, that was quite a shitty thing and I'll message you and I'll be like, sorry.
Yeah.
But it depends on the situation.
I think it depends who it is as well. Like I've worked with people in the past where I am close friends with them, well, close-ish friends with them. Like they're in my friendship group, I would say. But I would They used to piss me off, innit? And I couldn't help but getting pissed off by them when I worked with them. So then I'd just be like, I would come in and I'd just start on them. Say if I was on the later shift and they were on the early shift, I'd just walk in the door and I'd just be like, what the fuck have you done today? You fucking lazy. And I'd start a row, knowing full well that they would have to take that bullshit off me because I wasn't going to apologise until I was drunk 2 weeks later.
Fucking hell. Oh yeah, the drunk, yeah.
But with me and you, we've always had a different dynamic. I've come in and I've been moody in the mornings, but it's never directed at you. It's always just because I'm a moody arsehole in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
I think when you're mates long enough, you can sort of tell when things are going on. You know when to like back off or... But then there's that thing as well, like your mates there that if you are having a bad day, you can just like explode at them. And you know, they'll take it. And then... Do
that rant. Get it out of your system.
Yeah. And then it's done. So it really depends on the... So I'm trying to get the email back up so I can have a look.
Depends if he's sensitive, because some people can be like little bitches about stuff like that. If they get sworn at, there's a few people I know, if they get sworn at, even by like a casual swear word, if you're like, oh, fuck off or something like that, they take real offence to that. So it all depends on the person. I take no offence at all to that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. But yeah, like, he hasn't given us enough context. Like I would consider myself a lazy cunt, but then I try. You know what I mean?
You go through flurries of trying.
Yeah. I have to. My list gets longer and longer until it like crushes me mentally, and then I have to deal with some of the issues on the list. But yeah, it really depends. Like, yeah, like you say, if you're working with someone and they think they can either take the piss or something like that, then there's that. They should know you have to talk to them that way to try and get them to like motivate them. But if you just come at me and said like you're a lazy cunt, yeah, I'd come back at you. That'd be a full out war, Jamie. Flat out war.
Man, it's lucky we don't work together no more. Well, to be honest, once I got out of management, I didn't. My like thought process towards work, especially, is completely different. If someone's lazy, I just don't really give a fuck at all.
It depends if it affects me. Then I get pissed off.
Unless it affects me, I'm not that bothered.
I think you need to look at it in context. I think if you're, like you said, you're in a bad headspace, and he's the guy that you go to take it out on, I think that's because you know that he can sort of take it.
He probably knows he's that guy to you as well.
Yeah. So I think you don't have to apologise. But then I think to myself, like, you can just, I mean, it's an apology, is not and just say, oh, I've got things going on. I was having a bad morning, and you just got the brumped in it, but I know you could take it. That sort of balances it out, because you're saying that, you know, he's a tough sort of friend, and that you're doing it out of, you know what I mean? But if it doesn't have
to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing either, because like the other day when you were messaging me, and then I didn't reply for ages, I just said, "Oh, sorry, mate, I've been working or whatever." I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm just saying, "Oh, that's why I'm not replying to you." So it's a similar situation, but explain yourself to him.
But if you pulled up at work and you're pissed off because your missus moved your keys and he's asleep, and you just got your phone out and was like, "You're such a fucking lazy cunt," that's not a message to wake up to.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking, if I got messaging that, I'd be like, what the fuck is he yelling at me for, that stupid prick?
Blocked.
But, yeah, I'd be like, fuck. You'll get a voice message just going, like that one I did about Harry. You fucking stupid prick, you fucking...
What did you call him? A ginger, slimy, something prick?
Oh, I don't know. It was all in a moment of passion, Jamie. You have to listen back to it.
I'll talk about listening back. I listened back, Dan, to the old Paddy Gimlet
oh, yeah.
tradition. It was me that said Paddy Pimlet and you said Paddy Gimlet.
No, it was not. It fucking well
Yes,
wasn't.
It was, bro.
It
I
was
listened
not.
to it.
I swear to fuck, it was not.
You actually corrected me. I said Paddy Pimlet, and then you corrected me saying it was Paddy Pimlet. Paddy Gimlet, I mean.
Nah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and check it now because I don't believe you. That doesn't sound like.
I'm gonna put the clip in this episode.
It made me laugh because that came up when I was editing, and I said out loud, I was like, I'm not putting this in the YouTube. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna. Left it out.
I forgot to put it in the last episode, but I did listen back and I heard it.
Makes me laugh. Did you see that whole stuff with? Just to round off that email. Yeah, apologise to both. I think we're both agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I apologise.
Yeah.
Just it's not a big deal, mate.
No.
It's
Monday's
not
a Monday, innit? Monday blues suck.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'm not to be fucking trifled with. But yeah, so did you see? Do you remember in like episode 1 or 2 we were talking about that little Arab guy? What's his name? The one that's always like fighting people. He's got.
Hasbullah.
Hasbullah, yeah.
Hasbullah.
Did you see the whole thing between him and McGregor?
Yeah, on Twitter they're going back and forth.
He called him a fucking gimp. That made my day. Seriously, that was the best thing I'd read like all day. I was like, Conor McGregor calls him a gimp. I was like, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Little Russian guy, innit?
Did you see the video of him like punching fucking Shaq?
No, I didn't see
they
that.
were like on a boat or something, and he's like standing like on the side of the boat, like hitting him, and he's just laughing it off. Why do people just laugh it off? Just slap the fucking guy off the boat. He's funny.
He's 18. I would have battered him. As soon as I found out his age, I'd be like, right, overboard.
Me and Scott agreed that putting him and McGregor in a fucking octagon sort of thing would be fucking hilarious. And McGregor would actually kick the shit out of him like he doesn't give a fuck. But he's a grown man. Like, if anyone takes offence at me saying about slapping the guy off the boat, he's a grown man who's decided that it was funny to just punch everyone in the face because that's how we got famous. Nah, it doesn't work that way, mate. It doesn't work that way.
I really don't understand how he's more famous than me, Dan. I'm funnier than that cunt, and he's more famous than me.
Well, you don't speak really high pitched. I think that's the gimmick he's got. Like, he's on helium.
Yeah, I wish I was a midget, man. I feel as though I could make moves if I was a midget.
I wish I was a midget, but my penis stayed the same length.
Oh, mate. That's what that little... Do you know the guy that played Mini-Me? Apparently his penis was like a fucking rocket. And he was...
Mate, that broke my heart when he passed away. I think like a month before, just discovered his YouTube.
Oh, really?
And it was fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. He showed his little cars. He did cooking videos. He opened fan mail. It was a fucking quality YouTube channel.
How did he die? Heart attack?
Then alcohol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a massive alcoholic, and he just went off the wagon, and I think it was alcohol poisoning.
Fucking hell, I suppose when you're that little.
Gutted. Seriously, the nicest fucking bloke.
It reminded me of him. That's why I brought him up, because I saw him yesterday I watched that Woodstock 99 on Netflix. Yeah. Mate, that was fucking carnage. You need to watch that.
What, and he was there?
He was there, yeah. He introduced Limp Bizkit.
Oh, I love the Limp Bizkit video of him on the guy's shoulders, isn't it? Is he on someone's shoulders?
You don't see it in the documentary, but you just see he introduced Limp Bizkit, and he's there on the side of the stage, just like nodding away. But Limp Bizkit like ignited all the carnage that happened that weekend.
I did see that on Netflix. I got to sit down and watch it.
It's unbelievable. I thought it was just like, they started trashing the place. It was unreal what happened. It was fucking mad.
Okay, now you think about all those hippies. Saying about TV shows, man. Have you watched
Definitely
Yellowstone
hippies,
yet?
man. Huh?
Have you watched Yellowstone yet?
No.
I'm fucking obsessed. Greatest fucking TV show I've seen in a long time. Seriously, man, there hasn't been a good cowboy show in fucking ages, and this is absolutely on point.
See, this is where you're going to hate me, Dan, because cowboys are almost exactly the same hatred I have towards them as I do the Egyptians.
Fuck you, man. I've been looking at fucking cowboy boots for the last week.
Oh, Dan, I knew you'd do something impulsive like that. I'd come up and you're wearing
I haven't
fucking...
yet, because we're going out. I don't want no flashy red ones like the fucking How I Met Your Mother. I just want nice leather, a bit of stitching. You know what I mean? Classy.
I'll turn up and you've got them things that are at the back of the... What are they called? Where they ching.
Oh,
fucking things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. How bad is it that I don't know them when I'm watching a fucking cowboy TV show? Spurs.
It's to kick the horses, isn't it? Spurs, yeah.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, because it's fucking cruel. Nah, it's so good. It's like because it's like modern day. It's not. They are cowboys, but they're like ranchers. So it's like there's the family's chaos. It's just about them trying to keep the land. So there's people getting killed. There's women and all that stuff. And then you see the ranchers. They live on the ranch. And they like work there and everything like that, and they just have a good. Oh man, it's such a good fucking show, such a good show. Really good balance of like seeing how they do life to life, and then obviously all the chaos that comes with it.
See, I am probably going to end up watching it, but it takes me a long time to get into something like that.
Oh no, first episode, man, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. First episode, you'll watch it and you'll be like, "This is fucking brilliant."
At the minute, I've got too much going on. I've got so many programs I'm watching.
Yeah, I know. I started this one and now it's overtaken. I managed to do the first season Friday, like in one go.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's fucking brilliant. So good.
Have you watched From yet? I bet you still ain't watched From, have you?
No, because this has come along. So, after I've pitched Yellowstone to everyone. By the way, if you've watched Yellowstone and you agree with me, email in so I can send it to Jamie. Get Jamie to watch it.
I'll get bombarded with Yellowstone fucking videos.
So good.
People reenacting scenes or something.
Right, so we've got this next gentleman. He wants to stay anonymous. My brain's already gone. What was I talking about it earlier? Oh, he literally emailed in an hour before we did this episode. So massive thank you, because I like emails. Makes my day. And this one came in just in time for this episode, so I even appreciate it even more. So he says, I've listened to you guys since episode 2 and I enjoy the show. If anything, we would like to see more episodes, even if it's like a one-off bonus episode, but know how busy people are, it's hard to fit in. So we've discussed this before. We would love to do maybe 2 episodes a week, but Jamie does long hours, and because he's doing one editing and I'm doing the other one, it's trying to get it all done.
It's more the editing. Getting the recordings done, I think, would be easier, but it's the editing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was saying today how much I fucking hate editing. At the minute, we're still the emails are coming in enough for one episode. I think if it got to the point where we were getting, I don't know, like 10 plus emails a week, we would do more. But at the minute, yeah, I mean, one episode's enough. It
could be a potential in the future if we decided we want to get more guests on and stuff. We could do the odd, like, bonus episode with a guest or whatever, and just place that in amongst what we do. But we've not really gone down that road yet. So
no. But we appreciate the wanting to hear more of us. I would love, like I said, I would love to do more, because these like hour or so we do these make my week. But at the minute it's not possible. So
our therapy sessions.
Yeah, but we'll get to it. He says he suffers from bad anxiety, and hearing us two blokes mention our thoughts on certain situation helps him a lot. So thank you. I go through anxiety. I've got terrible anxiety, and I think Jamie does too. So welcome to the group, man. We're glad we helped you out, and we hope you've got more questions or anything. Just email in if it needs to make you feel better. We're happy to help. The anxiety family, Jamie. The anxiety family.
Anxiety is a mad one as well, because I didn't realise I had any issues until COVID. Till I was locked in, I didn't realise that I'd have issues going back out.
I have stuff like I'm fine, and then I'll go to like a restaurant, and then just the thought of like everyone hearing my conversation or anything like that, like I'll just start sweating. You know what I mean?
Start freaking
So it's
out.
mad. Yeah. So if we're helping you with even a little bit with that, man, like that's what we're here for.
Mm.
So his question is, he wants to know what we would do in his shoes. So he says, I feel like I'm stuck in the dreaded friend zone with my friend Bob. No, I can't do it's a woman. That's really mean. Cassandra. Try and remember that one, Jamie. She and I have been friends since university and are now part of a house share. She doesn't seem to have any male friends around lately, and we seem to be spending more time together. She's always had boyfriends in the past, so I never let my feeling known and just got on with life. But it's been around a month now, and she's watching TV shows in my room, and we hang out in bed as we do. So we're cooking the same meals together, generally doing things like that. And I would consider something she's doing would be for boyfriends. Am I overthinking it? Am I friend zoned? Is there any way out of it? Oh, I missed a bit. And they hug in bed together. So when they're watching films, they like hug, like cuddle. I've been in this situation, and it annoys me so much when this happens because, and it's purely the fact that he said that she's always had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That I picked up on it. So she's doing this because she hasn't got a boyfriend, and she's lonely. So that's why, and you live together. So she's coming in because as soon as she met someone else, that would completely stop.
Yeah. And
it
it'll
does
go
my
back
head
to
in.
cold. We go back to cold friendship again.
Yeah, and it makes me laugh because I can't remember the guy. I saw it on TikTok, and he said women will never know what true loneliness is because they can always turn and there'll be a guy there, and that's not like a sexual thing. That's like it doesn't matter what you look like or anything like that. There's always going to be a guy that you know or you can go to that will be there. But a guy, unless he's attractive in some way, he could be completely isolated. A girl wouldn't even speak to him.
And that's what creates all them incels and all that shit.
And that's why they commit suicide, yeah, and they go mental and depression and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not, like I said, it's not a sexual thing, it's like a loneliness.
Yeah.
And until you realise that, like, I've known girls, loads of girls, that have come to me and, like, they want to hug and stuff like that, and you sort of get it in your head. Oh, is there something here? Is she doing that because she likes me? And then, just like that, fucking gone. Like, you would just fill in... I'm not, like, I'm putting that woman in, like, a box that I've been in. She could be... But what I read there is exactly what has happened to me. As soon as
The way I'm reading it is if she's doing all this and it's been like a month and she's not made any move at all, she's leading you on.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Like, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. But I would have already made the move by then and fucked everything up. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So would I, yeah. But then it's hard because
Yeah.
he's living with her, right?
it is difficult because if you're in a house share, it's going to be hard to get another house share.
Yeah. Yeah, because
He
if
obviously
you
can't
make the
afford the full
move
rent.
and it fucks up and then it's really awkward.
Mm.
But I would 90% put money on the fact that she's doing it because there isn't anyone else around.
Yeah.
Which is a really disgusting thing to say and assume. But that's just from my experience.
And we could be totally wrong. It could be that she's nervous herself and wants to make the move, but she's not willing to do it. I think the only way you're going to find out is having a candid conversation with her.
Yeah.
And saying
Absolutely.
I'm developing feelings. The fact that she's coming to your bedroom is like crossing a line to me.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Absolutely. But like I've done that, like there was a girl that I thought was 100% interested in me. Like we'd gone out for drinks. She'd said hints and things like, oh, she would date me and things like this. And then so I decided to message her and say, oh, you know, I have feelings for you, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh, no, I just want to be friends. And then like a week later, she was with someone else. And then we didn't speak anymore. So that's what you got to decide whether you want to make that move. Do you know a way out of the friend zone? Because there isn't one. I've never discovered.
Every
the
friend
friend
that I've
zone.
seen sit in the friend zone, I've never got out of it.
No.
They're like, once you're in that box, there's like rom-coms and stuff where you see people come out of it, but that's a fucking movie. Do you know what I mean? In real
Yeah, they
life,
do
I don't
like
think it's feasible.
no, they do like unrealistically romantic things to try and get out of it. But a
Hmm.
normal person wouldn't do that. If you went out to someone and they were like, "Oh no, I just see you as friends," you'd be like, "Okay," and just move on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I have a friend that's known. He's known for it. He goes in. He tells me in week 2 or 3, he's like, "Oh, I'm in love with this girl. Well, not in love. I really like this girl. I've just met up with her. He's met her on Tinder or whatever." And then by the next time I see him, say if I see him 6 weeks later, he's, "Oh, we're going out. We're friends now. I go out with her and her mates." I'm like, "You're not friends, bruv." I said, "She didn't want to reject you. So now she's in a weird situation where you're hanging around and you're not really friends. She's just like, doesn't want to upset you. She didn't want to reject you, so now she wants to be friends with you." And a lot of
Yeah,
girls think, "Oh, it's okay to do that, but just reject the boy so then he knows where he stands." Do you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
if they're in the
Oh
friend
yeah,
zone, they're going to spend the next 5 years thinking they're going to get on with you
yeah.
eventually. And they'll watch you be
It's
with all these boys
yeah,
and not say a word, and then think one time it will be their turn, and they will fall in love and all this shit, and it never happens. Don't work.
no, no, it doesn't.
I see him go through it for years.
It's a hard thing. I feel for you because you can, especially with the anxiety and things like that. You think to yourself, "Oh, it could. You do this, you do that," and you're just putting off the inevitable. You're digging yourself deeper by letting a hug and things like that. So I think for peace of mind, the best thing, yeah, would be to ask her, just to say, "I'm happy to watch films and stuff with you, but I'm feeling things that are gonna eventually make it uncomfortable if you don't feel the same way."
Yeah, and like he's known her for a few years by the sounds of it, or months or whatever, however long since their university, whenever that was. So he's been the friend during that time. So it's not going to be too difficult for you to then say, like, "This is how I feel," and then if she rejects you, then you can just go back to being friends and just carry on
Hmm.
that way. But then just have your guard up and say, when she wants to come into the bedroom and hug you and watch TV or whatever, just be like, "Oh, now we'll go and sit in the living room and we'll do this, we'll do that," and just like create like a boundary.
Yeah,
Otherwise, she'll carry on doing it. She'll tell you no, and then she'll want to carry on the same way
yeah,
and
because
keep
at the
leading
minute
you on.
she's getting something she wants. She's not feeling lonely because she can come into your room.
Yeah, she's getting the best of both worlds.
I would be fucking rock solid. First fucking time she's coming, she's coming to watch the film, and she's gone for a hug. Fucking, you'd be able to see the fucking screen, mate. It'd be like someone standing up in front of the movie theater. That's what it'd be like. She would know straight away.
The thing is, I'm such a nutcase, Dan, that I would never have got to this point because I would be like, I would meet up with them 2 or 3 times. If I haven't kissed them, I'll be like, "Do you not like me?" And then they'll be like, "Yes or no." And if they say no, "Okay, blocked. Bye. See you later." And then I'll just move on.
Yeah,
And like, even if it's a situation where, obviously, I was never allowed to go to university because I was a little cunt when I was a child. But when I when I have been in situations like when I was at school, and obviously you're going to still see that girl every day, or at college, I would still treat it the same way. I would be like, "Right, do you like me or not? We've like met up 3 times, or we've like watched TV together 3 times and hugged and all this stuff. Do you like me or not?" And if she says no, then I'll be like, "Okay,
yeah,
end of it."
absolutely. We said before, I think it was like episode 2 or 3. Like, life's too short, especially through COVID.
Oh, 100%.
There's other people out there, man. Like, if she's gonna keep doing that, that's stopping you from moving on, and it's just gonna get you hurt. So, nip it in the bud, man. Come on. I know it hurts. The anxiety fucking sucks. Just like a fucking band-aid is my advice. The guy that's done it way too many times and waited too long is telling you to fucking rip it off.
And you
Fair,
sound
like,
like a
yeah.
good guy. I think only good guys go through this. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, because
just
a
take a
fucking
leaf.
sleazeball like me and Jamie would be like hand on titty in the first fucking night.
I would have ruined the relationship. I would have totally
Yeah.
ruined the friendship within 20 minutes of a movie.
I swear I could never live with a woman. Never, never. No, unless I'm like dating them. Obviously, I could do it that way. I meant like friends, not a chance. That one fucking time when you're doing the washing, and you pull out a pair of her fucking underwear. I'll be like, nah, I'm moving out.
I think what it would take for me is a couple of beers, a few beers and stuff. I'll be like, oh right, okay. If I
There's
was a
that
single
situation,
guy,
right, where you assume if you're both single and you're both living in the same house, you'd be banging. That's my way my brain works. Why not? They're just taking advantage of a situation. But
see it all the time though. Like you know what I'm like for trashy reality shows, and like I watch all Geordie Shore, Floribama Shore. I watch all the shores, yeah, Jersey
yeah,
Shore, and like a lot of them don't hook up. Some of them do, but a lot of them go through the whole like 10 years of knowing each other and don't hook up. So it does work for people, but
I think it's
I don't
your
know.
mindset.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just especially when you live with someone, you get that sort of well. I've only lived with guys, and I don't think I speak to any of them that I lived with before. But yeah, you get like a connection, right? It's like living, especially with like a woman, because you're supposed to. It's nature. Well, I'm gonna say nature, but it's not anymore. But like a man and woman lives together, they coincide, right?
Mm.
So you just start feeling those feelings, even though you're not together. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how. Could you imagine sitting at home, you're watching TV, and then your housemate comes home with a bloke, and then you can hear him banging upstairs?
I'd struggle, mate. I would
Yeah,
struggle.
no,
Yeah,
I have to go sit in
yeah.
my car and watch my phone. It won't happen. No.
The thing is, like Charlotte's brother, he used to have lodgers for years before he's got a baby. He's got a baby and a missus now, but before that, he had lodgers for years. And he had a friend, a female friend, live with him, and it's just never a line that either of them crossed. And they lived together for like 7 or 8 years, and it never come come into fault with both of them. It's like a completely different situation to what I would have been like if I was single and I had a woman living with me. That I don't know. I would not be able to cope
Yeah.
with it, innit?
No. It's that temptation, in it, like that. Will it? Will it? And then
And
like
she
every
probably would
situation you get
reject
in.
the shit out of me, and I'll just ruin everything. But like,
So
so we're not necessarily the best people to get advice from on this situation. But I think the situation is you need to speak to, what did we call her? Cassidy.
I can't remember. What?
Cassidy.
No, that's not
Is it
right.
Cassidy?
No, it's something
Cassandra.
weird that I said.
Cassandra.
Cassandra. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Speak to Cassandra. See what she's saying, and let us know how it goes, because I'll be quite interested to find out whether she does. I think 80% of my brain is saying she's probably going to tell you that she just wants to be friends, and you're helping her through a breakup.
Yeah. Yeah, and please email in. Like, we give the advice and stuff like that, but it's always nice to hear what happens, and so, like the listeners like to hear as well, like what's going on. I mean, but
Yeah, that lamp debacle went on for months before we actually got an answer
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
we did. Yeah, and obviously we had the woman at the beginning, our first ever emailer in, who's now
Oh,
dating
yeah.
the guy we were talking about. But if it doesn't work out, email us in. We can talk about it again. We'll get you through it, man. That's what we're here for. Quite happily to help in any way. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And if she rejects you,
we'll
I'm
do
quite
the
happy to
best.
sit here and swear about it for 5 minutes. It's fine.
We'll do our best to give advice. Sometimes we feel I don't know about you, Dan, but sometimes I feel out of my depth. Do you know, like when we had the domestic violence question, and I was just like,
Yeah, it was
I
like
don't know
really
what
sort of like
yeah.
dancing around it.
I was like, I don't want to be, because the way I would be in real life would be like, tell him to fuck off, fuck you, like put like an injunction against him. But you have to be like more amicable than that, and like
Yeah, because she's gonna
sometimes
have
it's hard to
feelings
hold
for him.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's got feelings for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. But I think we do better than the devil. That's what we're going to call her from now, because I'm not giving her no more fucking publicity. The devil. Yeah, I think I think hers are more. Like when you've done a job for so long, like your responses get.
Yeah, she's
more
complacent.
And more, yeah, where we get
Yeah.
more in depth and we get down to it, and we have life experience. She's just a fucking robot in it that's just like printing it out.
What I would like to say is, I feel as though, because I know there's like a fucking room of little weirdos behind that that thing, Dear Deirdre, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we are better than that. We're better than a room of people. So come to us, people, and we'll fucking get us in the sun, innit? Could you imagine if we had our own, like, fuck it, we take over a job, like, literally.
It's right. We can be the new Loose Women. We'll get our own morning show. Get our listeners.
They tried that once with men.
Yeah, but Loose Men just sounds like you've got bowel problems.
I don't think they call it Loose Men. I think they call it something else. But apparently it didn't go well, because obviously they were just moaning about fucking football and stuff.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not bothered about that. It's hard as well because we try and be honest, and you don't want to step on anyone's toes. Yeah, like that whole thing. That email made me angry because I've been in that situation. I know that women do that.
Yeah.
Like if I did that, say like you're a woman and I've gone for a breakup, I wouldn't just come to you and like hug you and stuff like that. I would be open. And I suppose that's a guy thing. I'd just be like, I've just broken up. Can we bang? I don't want to come round and give you a cuddle because I feel depressed. I just want to have sex or something.
Yeah, but I think that's where needs differ. Do you know what I mean? I think for women, I could be wrong in this, and I could be fucking slated for this, but I think women, it's more an emotional need, where for men we're a bit more like dogs, and we just need like the fucking.
That's an intellect thing. I think we're like savage.
Yeah.
It's like you need the connection with another person, and then once it's done, you feel better. Whereas women, because they have a higher intellect, they need more of a connection. They feel safe, and I like the danger.
Dan's like, come in this bush. We'll go in this bush and do it.
Hey mate, I've quite fucking happily. We've discussed my outdoor activities before. But yeah, no, that was quite. I like that question. I think it was quite nice. We get a lot of like jokey and stuff like that, but we're quite happy to take serious questions because they make you. They take the podcast episode a little different.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And us just sort of like laughing and making dick jokes and stuff like that. It is good to have a proper conversation about what's going on.
Yeah, it's the first episode in a while we haven't gone down the dick route, isn't it? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we must have mentioned dick in this episode. I'm sure as fuck we have.
I don't think we have. We have.
Still time.
Right, this week's dick of the week. We just start whipping out fucking.
Oh man, that'd
pictures.
be so weird. If we went on YouTube, you could do that. Can you imagine just bringing up someone's penis and being like, which actor connects to this penis?
Be like the shaft is slightly longer than normal, but the bell end is.
Fucking hell! Here you go. See, I knew it would come back because I'm thinking like, can you imagine what Terry Crews' penis looks like? Do you think it's like as muscly as he is?
Oh no! I think Terry Crews' penis is nearly inverted. 100%.
Nah, do you remember in White Chicks when he's like putting people in wheelchairs? I'm pretty sure that's close to the truth, man. I fucking 100%
Do you think?
Close to the truth. Yeah.
I think anyone that roids up is fucking got fuck all going on.
Has he ever been proven to be roided up?
Well, they've all admitted it, didn't they? Like Arnie said that back when they were bodybuilding, which would be around the same time as Terry Crews, he's probably about 20 years later or 15 years later, all bodybuilders used it because it wasn't illegal at that point. So
See, the thing, like,
Stallone
people get
used it.
really annoyed by it, but like, I don't think he's not competing in anything or anything like that, because they say about the Rock's not a natty, don't they?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But they all
what does it
take
matter?
testosterone. They all take testosterone, which is...
Yeah, but that's because when you get to like 35, 40, you start producing less.
Yeah. But it, like, what people don't realise is if you're safe with your cycles that you go through with steroids, then it's not going to affect your health too much. Yeah, and you have to take like counteractive stuff because it affects your liver. You have to take counteractive tablets and stuff like that. Like if the likes of Arnie were doing it back then and has been doing it for years and they're still alive, it just goes to show that the people that go too far are the people that die from steroid abuse. It does affect your mood. That is massive because I know a few guys that are on it, and they sometimes
like all your shoulders are like really spotty and that, aren't they? Like
acne. And when they come off of it, if they stop working out, they just turn into like a blob.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Fucking
it all disappears really quickly. We went from not talking about penises to talking about penises, talking about muscly penises. Then we went to anabolic steroids. Then somehow Jamie's got more knowledge on that than he should do. And then we've now come to a stop.
Yeah, because I was thinking it must have been something to do with Terry Crews, but it's gone. Was it something to do with like an upcoming film? They got the new Expendables coming out with Jackie Chan as the bad guy, aren't they?
No way! I didn't even know they were going to make another one.
It's gonna be fucking quality. Jackie Chan doesn't play bad guys. No, I thought I had it then, but it's gone. So that's gonna be really fucking good. Even though, did you watch The Samaritan?
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that.
So did I. People were fucking slating it, and I think to myself, but what did you expect?
It's an unknown superhero played by a fucking 75-year-old man. Yeah. It's the story that it was going to be. And do you know what? I didn't see that twist coming until it actually happened. So
I did. I saw it right at the beginning.
Did you? Well, I enjoyed the fact that I didn't know it. And I don't know why I didn't see it.
Yeah, as soon as they say twins, it's gone.
You're like, okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say what it is because everyone knows that they're... But yeah, I was like, okay.
It is what it is. I thought it was
good.
We're talking about
really
this
good.
is the same year that Thor Love and Thunder come out. So Thor Love and Thunder was like an overly jokey Marvel fucking... Like, I enjoyed it as a film, but they ruined like Gore the... What is his name? Gore the God Killer or whatever it is. They ruined him as a character. Because he's such a dark character. They put him in a fucking jokey Guardians of the Galaxy film, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like... They could have done a really dark film and went gritty, went DC, which is, as you know, that's what I always like. I like the like gritty DC films. But when the Samaritan come out, it's a bit like Glass. It reminded me of Glass and Unbreakable and stuff like that. It's like an unknown hero, and like it's his own thing, innit? It's like a completely different world. You don't have to worry about any like previous lore or anything like that. It's a good story. I thought it was a good story.
Yeah, it is what it is. The action was good. It looked good. What more do you want? People are so fucking picky right now.
I love the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer was like, this would be me. And I've just started watching The Punisher.
What, the
TV show?
There isn't a new one, is there?
No. But
the
I'm watching
second
it with
season
Charlotte.
was better than the first season.
I'm watching it with Charlotte because I think I may have not bothered watching it when it originally come out. I think I watched the first episode and didn't carry on. So I'm watching it with Charlotte, and The Punisher is my favourite comic book character of all time. So
when that was another question.
Was it? Oh shit! Okay.
No, carry on, because it's not the question, but carry on with what you're saying, and then I'll bring the question in.
Yeah, he's my favourite character of all time. So when I saw him fucking people up on screen, because I didn't realise they'll go with that graphic, but they did.
Yeah,
I was like, mate.
Second season.
I avoided it because it was Marvel, innit? But
Yeah, the first season was a bit dry. Like it was a lot of action at the beginning and a lot of action at the end. But the second season, because they're not explaining anything, just fucking the whole thing. It's insane.
Do you know he's got
Really
a podcast?
good. I have seen a couple of videos, yeah, of him having a podcast. He's got a Paramount Plus show called The American Gigolo.
Yeah, that's just come out. Yeah,
I haven't watched it because obviously I'm addicted to Yellowstone. But
that's a remake of something else, apparently.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, so the guy says on a lesser serious note that he knows we're comic book fans, hence the artwork. He says if you were given powers, any power that you could choose, what would it be? Now, I've watched a video about this, and I'll explain it after your power.
Who is it that said this? Because I didn't see this. Was it the first question, the second question?
No, the second.
Oh, was that guy?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be, do you know, like the Nightcrawler, but I don't want the blue skin and the tail and all that shit.
Oh, you want to teleport? So you want to be
I
Jumper?
want, like... Yeah, essentially, yeah, but without the people chasing me. Like, I could do my own thing in it. If I could link that up with, like, what Wolverine's power is, where you don't die and you just live forever. If I could have a bit of both, that would be my perfect superpower.
See, there's that whole thing about whatever power you've got, there's got to be an alternate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like ice,
like
fire.
The reverse flash.
Yeah. Before I tell about the video I see, my power would be ice.
Ice?
Yeah.
That's a
I
strange
don't know why,
one.
I just fucking love it. And plus, it's a fucking chick magnet. The first X-Men, when he puts his hand on her desk and he makes a little ice
Icicle.
rose for her.
Yeah.
She almost slipped off that fucking school chair, I tell you right about that. Like, he knew what he was doing, the dirty bastard. No, I like the cold, and I don't know, the Iceman has always been a character that I've really, even though I've got a tattoo of the Green Lantern, I don't think I'd want his power. I just think, I don't know, Iceman's just so fucking cool. It's just,
what's his actual name in
something
X-Men? Is it Iceman?
It is Iceman, yeah. He
So
should
what's
have had his own fucking
the flame
name.
guy called?
Um,
It can't be Flame Man, surely.
no, it's not.
Pyro?
Pyro, that's it. Yeah, so I was watching this video. I can't remember. It used to be a series they used to do with like these four nerds sit in like a cafe when it's closed. I don't know if you ever saw that, but they did an episode about superpowers, and they decided that the best overall superpower is Zack from Saved by the Bell.
I don't even
You know,
what
he
that
could
was.
stop time.
Oh, that is a good superpower. Yes.
Because they
remember-
said he stopped time, and there was no repercussions. It would just stop. There's no need for anything else. He could move about and stuff like that, and then just restart time where it was. It wouldn't affect anything else. There was no need for a bad guy because no one knew that he was doing it. Yeah, I mean,
is-
so it
yeah.
was like the ultimate power to be able to stop time.
With no repercussions, no like with Jumper, no men chasing you and shit. This is going to be like a really obscure reference, yeah. But I remember when I can't remember what the kid. I think the kid was called Ben. Yeah. When I was young, there used to be a kid that had the stopwatch.
Oh
on
no,
children's
Bernard's watch.
TV. Bernard's watch. There you go.
Yeah.
And he used to be able to stop and start with that watch, innit?
Yeah.
Stop and
Mate,
start
the
time
amount
with
of
the
times
watch.
I thought to myself, just go into the women's changing rooms. Just go into the women's changing rooms.
See, you
Did
go
that come out when I was in
you
school?
go straight down the wrong route, wouldn't you? You would go straight down that route.
That's why I've never been given it. That TV show was
Full,
great. It went a bit fucking off key, but
Be like, this is Dan, the rapist.
no, I didn't say about touching anyone. I just want to go in there when they're undressing and then leave again. I'm quite happy just to have a look.
I'd just be the voyeur. Is that what it's called? A voyeur.
Yeah. I'm too paranoid to be anything else but a voyeur. Bernard's watch, man, classic.
I would, yeah, Bernard's watch. That's a throwback, isn't it? He was like a little blonde kid. I remember there was like
same
a
time
or
as
someone always helping him.
The Queen's Nose. Did you ever watch that? The girl
Rings
that
a
had
bell.
a 50p piece, and she rubbed the nose of the Queen, and it granted her a wish.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Queen's Nose.
And there was that woman that I found out she died last year, I think. Where it was her and a little dog, a little white dog. They used to go up on a plane.
Oh shit! Yeah, they used to go on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking TV was so.
Can you imagine the Americans listening to this right now? Just be like, what is this British shit?
Oh mate, they'd be googling it and they'll be addicted. Bernard's watch and the Queen's Nose was classic English TV. Almost as good as
that, Rosie and Jim.
Rosie and Jim, Flower Pot Men, Basil, the garden lion thing. What else was there? What's the Bagpuss?
Bagpuss, yeah. That was like a
Bagpuss.
purple and purple
White.
and pinky.
White and pink.
White and pink,
cat.
yeah. I remember. This is like, mate.
What about Mr. Ben, the Hitman? He was.
I used to love him, innit? He used to.
Mr. Ben had a different.
He used to come
job
back and change
every
into a different job every time. Yeah.
He's a fucking hitman. When you look back at it now, he was a fucking hitman.
I used to love my obsession when I was a kid. Yeah, was literally Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like I would watch Courage the Cowardly Dog until
we've talked about shows before, didn't we? We did that already.
Yeah. We never brought any of these real British ones up though, have we? I suppose Courage is not a British one, but
I was gonna say I don't think Courage is a. That was Cartoon Network.
Do you remember Bodger and Badger?
Oh fuck! I love Bodger and Badger. Yeah, the mashed potato. He loved mashed potato.
Yeah, he used to be obsessed with mashed potato. He was always in the fucking airing cupboard, innit? They'd be looking for him. He's in the airing cupboard.
I'll tell you right now, if the Americans and Canadians that listen have never tried Smash, fucking best thing ever. Quick mashed potato, it's powder, mix it with fucking
created in
water.
World War II for the soldiers.
Oh, so good. So fucking good. Sometimes
I've never eaten it. I've never eaten it.
Fuck off. Right, there's another video for my birthday. I'm going to buy a packet of Smash. And me and Jamie are going to have a taste test.
Oh, God. I really don't like mashed potatoes. So if it tastes like plain mashed potato...
It's weird. It's more like paste. If you imagine eating wallpaper paste.
And you enjoy that?
Oh, mate. It's fucking banging. Fucking banging.
Do you like Spam?
I don't remember. I think my granddad gave it to me when I was younger, but I can't. It's just ham, isn't it?
It's ham, but not cut up. Yeah, and it's like
because the Asians
when you pull it out the tin, it's the shape of the tin. It's
but
fucking
that's the same as
disgraceful.
corned beef.
Yeah, but that's why I hate corned beef as well. I can't stand it.
Fuck off! Corned beef's are fucking amazing.
But I don't even know if the Americans know what corned beef is, would they?
Have you ever had corned beef hash? Yeah, they'll know what corned beef is. Like when you're poor in England, right, and you're like a single parent, Jamie won't understand this. You make a thing called corned beef hash, and it's corned beef. You cube potatoes and then deep fry them so they're crispy, and then you fry the corned beef, crack an egg in it, so it all gets together, and then you put the potato in it and you mix it all together, and it makes this like crispy potato corned beef. Oh fuck!
So you say that I wasn't poor, Dan, but I was very similar to that.
I'm saying single parent.
We had a very similar dish. We used to call it potato pie, yeah.
Right.
And potato pie was chopped up potatoes in exactly the same situation with egg and a little bit of milk, and it'd be like a kind of omelette with a fucking bits of potato in it. And that's what we used to have when I always knew my mum was close to payday in it when when we used to get potato pie in it. Because I always knew my dad was paid on the 14th, yeah. And it would be like the 10th, and I'm eating potato pie. I'll be like, oh, there's 3 days of potato pie coming.
I've never heard before. Is that like a Scottish Irish thing or like?
I think it's Irish. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, it tastes really good. I've tried to recreate it a few times, but I keep fucking it up. Like, the potatoes are always way too hard and stuff. They must be cooking it for ages. Or maybe they
have
cook
to
the
get your mum
potatoes
to
before
make
they put
that
them
when
in.
I come down so I can try it because that sounds fucking amazing.
It's good anyway. And then we'd have that and like stew. Like, when I was a kid, like, my mum's not the best cook, innit? She's not the best cook. I'll give her a prop. She can cook like the classic Irish dishes quite well, but anything past that, it was like the best we had was spaghetti bolognese, and that was fucking like basic. Do you know what I mean? And I remember growing up and just literally hating the day when roasts were. It was a Sunday, and my brother Kieran used to sit at the top of the stairs crying because he didn't want to come downstairs and eat the roast, because we'd wake up to the smell of boiling cabbage. Because we grew up in an Irish household / Scottish household, yeah. You'd wake up to the smell of boiling cabbage, and they'd be boiling that from fucking like 8 in the morning or whatever before we woke up.
Smell of farts.
Yeah, stinks of farts. And then they'd have swede on the go. They'd have like other shit
Fuck, I
on the
love
go
swede.
that yeah, but I hate all of this stuff now because of the situation. And then like my mum would like put a joint in the oven. Say if it's like a joint of beef, yeah, it'd be in the oven for 9 hours before you fucking eat it, Dan. So it'd be completely cremated. It'd come out and it's grey. It's like a grey husk of a piece of fucking meat. And as kids, that traumatised me. So I, for a long time, until I met Charlotte, thought I didn't like beef at all. I literally only ate chicken. And
Beef's
when
really
I
hard
met
though.
Charlotte,
Like, if you do overcook it, yeah, it's really fucking awful.
yeah, it is. When it's that grey colour, it's fucking, it's rough.
Yeah, it's like leather, isn't it? Like, it's really like fiberish and like
Yeah. And I went to a steak restaurant with Charlotte, like a posh steak restaurant for the first time, and had like steak cooked the way it should be cooked. And I was like, this is like a totally different meat. And I fucking enjoyed it, and like I ain't turned back since then. But I remember Kieran had an ex-girlfriend that was a vegan, and she turned up to mum and dad's house just as they were serving up their Sunday roast, which was a fucking like a gammon joint or something. And they were like using the cutter on the joint, and the meat was like falling apart as it was coming off, like not in a good way, like literally just falling off. Because it was so fucking dry. And she was like,
Oh, mate.
I remember Kieran saying, my vegan girlfriend's looking at this, just watching this like meat being absolutely cremated, and now it's a fucking mess. Oh mate, it was fucking brilliant.
I follow a lot of people on Instagram that do like they hunt mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the mushroom that they cut up that's like meat?
No.
And it looks fucking banging, man. It's like they slice it up. It looks the same sort of color, and then they fry it, and it's supposed to have the same sort of like toughness to it when you eat it, so it makes you feel like you're eating meat.
So it's kind of like a jackfruit situation.
I don't mind jackfruit. Mum always turns her nose up at it, but jackfruit's alright. It's just barbecue, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
They just cover it in barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it's essentially like a pulled pork situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a place near me that does jackfruit, jacket potato. And I'm quite yeah, it's alright. And Goodfellas do a jackfruit pizza, vegan pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well. How the fuck this fucking episode, man? I'm just sitting here fucking. We've gone on a tangent about food, and I was like, how the fuck do you go from cock superpowers to now we're talking about fucking vegan pizza?
Oh fuck! I forgot we started off with superpowers. Jesus Christ! I was so enveloped in that conversation.
Happy birthday, Dan. Here you go. Have a cock vegan pizza. Oh, you were asking me earlier about because I said it was my birthday, and you were asking about bad and good birthdays. For my 18th birthday, I think it was, my mum got me a fucking tit cake.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
that's how good my family is. Yeah, it was a bust, a woman's chest, and you had to take the bra off it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fucking banging. If I
Was
can
that
find the
like
picture, I'll put it
one of
up.
them edible bras or something that you
No,
could get off
I
of it?
can't remember. Yeah, maybe it must have been. I don't remember having a fucking bra laying around anyway. But yeah, she got me a fucking boob cake. So fucking good. Saying about worst birthdays, I can't remember. It was the birthday before I moved up here. I was with my ex, and you know how that's gonna go now. And
Oh god, yeah.
she was with her son, and she lived quite far away. I'd only just passed my driving test, like three weeks before, something like that. And everything was going fine. And then my ex-girlfriend posted a thing on my Facebook saying happy birthday. I can't remember what it was. Something like you're the greatest. Something. I still talk to my ex, so it was, to me it was nothing. And then I just remember getting a fucking message from her having a fucking go at me. I'm like, what are you on about? Oh, how can you still be mates with your ex? I'm like, it's not like I fucking see her or something. Like, she just sent me a birthday message. What's the fucking point? And I had to get into mum's car, and because I was so frustrated, I kept stalling it. I was trying to drive 20-minute fucking drive, and every time I stopped at traffic lights, I kept stalling it, and I couldn't figure out why it weren't working. I finally fucking got there, and I had to spend 2 hours convincing her that I wasn't banging my fucking ex, for her to then just get over it like nothing. And I'm like, that was the worst birthday like I can think of. Like, what a fucking drama. I just want to go to bed. I had work the next day, I'm pretty sure, as well. I had to sleep there because it was so late by the time we stopped arguing. Drive the car back to mum's because she needed to go to work in the morning, and then ride my fucking bike to the fucking co-op down the road.
I briefly remember you describing this to me back in the day, and I remember thinking, what the fuck is he going through right now? Do you know what I mean?
And then I decided to move her all the way to Scotland, but, you know, that would be a clear sign to fucking drop that right there, but no, I decided to move her 400 miles up.
You can't say you didn't try, Dan. You can't say you didn't fucking try with that situation.
Well, if Dan's one thing, he's definitely a trier. But anyway, yeah, so I think we should... I've run out of beer. Oh, that was a little bit.
I don't think I've really had any bad birthdays. I think the worst birthday I had was I wouldn't even say it was bad. I think it's just a memorable memory for me now. But like, I remember we went bowling in the Galaxy. This is when I was a really young kid.
Yeah.
And the Galaxy was like the local like leisure centre type situation where there was like a cinema, bowling alley, whatever. And my brother decided to crack his head open on a fucking coffee table hours before we were supposed to go. So we were all there waiting for him to turn up, and he turned up with stitches in his head. But then we found out Dad had been questioned by the domestic people, because Aaron had gone in. He dislocated his arm, swinging out of my mum's hand when he was young. He dislocated his own arm, like really pulling away from her, and dislocated his own arm. He cracked his head open twice, and it got a massive split on his like eye line, which he's still got a scar to now. So they thought my dad was battering him, innit?
I would be that parent as well that'd be like, yeah, when he gets home I'm going to give him a fucking lashing. And I'd be like, shit.
So I remember my dad being horrified, innit? And my dad had to take the blame. They were like, oh, did you play rough and tumble with your son? But all Aaron did was run and headbutt a fucking coffee table, innit? And my dad was like, yeah, it's time to go. And then like he got interviewed by these people before he could take him away. I was like, fucking hell, man. And I was like, probably about 11 years old. I had enough comprehension to know what was going on. But to me, that ruined my birthday that day, and I cried for fucking hours.
Oh man, the days of crying on your birthday, man. Fucking hell. Nah, this weekend, man, it's gonna be fucking nothing but laughs. I bought a board game for us. I can't
really?
understand the questions, but it's it's something to do with like it's like a Pictionary, but you're supposed to draw badly. So you're
Deliberately.
supposed to like everyone's got their own thing that they can pick to draw, and then you like sort of like make a story out of it.
Oh, okay.
And then something like the person that gets the most points are the ones that like draw the worst.
Okay, so it's
But I'm
quite
just
different.
There was a thing that said flossing, and I just had in my image. I'm just gonna draw like 2 circles with like a line going through it, so it looks like the towel's going across your ball sack.
You'll deliberately put that in for yourself now because you've already thought up of it, innit?
Yeah, if you get that fucking flossing thing, you'll be drawing the same fucking picture. But yeah, no, it's gonna be good, man. But before Jamie signs off, keep an eye on our socials and stuff because we'll be doing a few things while we're together. I haven't ironed it down, but we'll definitely be slapping each other with raps.
Now I have to taste some Smash by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah, I've got to get some Smash, and I might even see if I can find some like hot things for us to try because I'm really bad with spice. I think that'd be quite funny.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. So we'll definitely do some things to keep an eye on that. But I'll let Jamie sign off before we do our.
Right, the moral of that story is, the moral of that episode is, apologise when you've had a bad Monday because people are just dealing with your shit, basically.
Yeah.
On top of that, if you're in the friend zone, nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Create some boundaries. Find out what's going on with her. We've seen so many men go through so much pain being stuck in a friend zone. We do not want to see any more men go through it. And, of course, 2 men no hope always ends up on dicks and balls. And that's how we're going to end the episode. As well as many tangents along the way. Muscly penises is the way to go. But if you've got anything, send it in to us as quickly as possible because like the questions we had today were sent in to us just in time for this recording. Sometimes we record earlier in the week. So if you've got any questions or any like advice or anything that will help us with content on the show, send it into 2mennohope@gmail.com. I'll pass it over to you, Dan.
Thanks, man. So this week on No Hope Has Got Talent, we have a band called Bluebyrd that was sent in. We were waiting for their new single, but I think they've had a bit of trouble getting it mastered and that, so we're just going to give the song they've sent. So they've given us quite a long bio, but I'm just going to nip it down for the show. So they say... folk has a new urban twist with Midlands-based folk pop duo Bluebyrd, fresh from supporting the Christians and Ian McNabb, described as creators of tunes that glue themselves into your consciousness. Bluebird's song cover. See, here's what I was saying about words that I haven't seen written down before. Marade?
Embroidered?
Fuck knows. Of themes included errant lovers, refugees, social media, and modern day paranoias, all delivered through the alluring melodies that you cannot forget. They give off a lot of tour dates and things like that, but they say they've included the MP3 of our new song "Get On Board," taken from our second album "Find Your Way," originally released in 2020. It is about being grateful for what you have. A celebration of family, which I think is quite good for this episode, just to appreciate everything you've got and just sort of go with it, because that's life, isn't it? Right? You always wish for more, but just appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys sending a song in. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If not, this is your bit at the end. But I love a good bit of folk music, so this was right up my alley when they sent it in. Hopefully you guys like the episode.
When you sent it.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to listening to their new one. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, stars, email in. We want to hear from you guys, man. You're listening. We want to hear about it. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you then.
I woke up this morning, I looked out to sea. I saw a bluebird coming towards me. Get on board, mister, there's a world to see. Don't miss this ride, sunshine, get on board with me. Now I saw many wonders, strange people did I meet, and on my endless journey I longed to rest my feet. But something kept me moving, would not let me be. Don't miss this ride, sunshine, stay on board with me. And I sing doo-doo, 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 la-ti-ta-ti-ta. And you sing doo-doo, 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 la-ti-ta-ti-ta, ti-da-da. I looked to the horizon, I was on my own, could not find direction, I could not see my home. And I heard you calling out to me. Forget the ride, sunshine, come on home to me. And I sing doo-doo, 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 la-ti-ta-ti-ta. And you sing doo-doo, 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 la-ti-ta-ti-ta, ti-da-da. Oh, I looked out this morning and I looked out to sea. I wouldn't change what I've got for all that I can see, for the treasure that I long for, it all rests with me. Forget the ride, sunshine, stay at home with me. Forget the ride, sunshine, stay at home with me. Forget the ride, sunshine, stay at